everyone, it's Jack from Cultaholic back once again with more lovely pictures for you folk. I'm joined by Tom and Fraser. Bit of a rotated cast because it's the Queen's Jubilee this week.
That's right.
And a few people have taken the opportunity to make to book some days off and make a long week of it.
They're getting a big week for the Queen.
I mean, who could blame them? We're all celebrating Liz. She had a great time, I think.
I liked her World Championship run.
Did she?
Her first run was better.
What? Elizabeth I? Is that right? Okay. So, slightly rotated cast, and we're all very tired as well, gents. I think it's fair to say. Tom, how are you?
I'm great. I, like the Queen, love Hell in a Cell on a Sunday, and I'll be watching Hell in a Cell on a Sunday with Queenie. Not with her directly. She'll probably be watching from the palace.
She streams it. She doesn't even pay for the network.
I reckon she torrents it.
Yeah.
Just like the idea of the Queen just sits back on a Sunday, just like, shall we watch the wrestling?
Yeah.
Come on, let's watch the wrestling. I've got a torrent. What has a torrent for Hell in a Cell?
What about you, Fraser? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. A bit tired
Are you
after
all right
this.
with the whole Queen
after this
thing?
long thing. Am I all right with the whole Queen thing?
Yeah.
Or being Scottish?
Yeah.
It's just,
You might want it your own sort of thing.
well, yeah, Queen Nicola.
Queen Nicola.
Queen Nicky.
We've got political immediately.
No, I'm very tired. Very, very tired.
Same, yeah.
It was a good
Because
week.
I think we can all blame Tony Khan for that because it was a very long pay-per-view last weekend, but there's yet more wrestling. There's more pay-per-view action or network special action.
Premium live
Premium
event.
live
There we
event,
go.
thank you, with Hell in a Cell this weekend. And we've all come with some lovely pictures. Let's just be honest straight away, because of the long weekend and the fact that we've been catching up on our work and the week is shortened because of the bank holiday, we've got to cram a lot in. What I'm trying to say is we were all writing these pictures minutes before we came into the studio. So these might not be your like A-grade pictures.
They're not the WrestleMania pitches, are they?
No, but I mean, I think they're still going to be good, though, everyone. It's going to be a laugh. If you don't know the format, I'll run through it briefly. We'll go around in a circle. Tom, then Fraser, then myself. We'll do that 3 times, and we'll all end up with 9 lovely pictures for you folk. But remember the golden rule. It's not what we think's going to happen. It's what we want to happen. Tom, what are you doing?
It was our moment, Tom.
It's what we want to happen. Sorry, I was a bit late on that.
Slight delay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So I'll come back to delay on the Zoom call. Apologies.
I want to go home. Tom, can we have your first pitch, please?
We can
Thank
indeed.
you.
So we have a women's title match on the show, which I think will be a banger. It's going to be Bianca Belair defending against Asuka and Becky Lynch. Now, throughout the night at Hell in a Cell, various members of the women's roster are attacked by an unknown assailant or assailants. Dana Brooke, Tamina, Alexa Bliss, and finally, the Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair, gets attacked. What is this?
She's got a match.
I know,
She's got a
right?
match.
That was
She's
the
got a
worry.
match.
That's what they said on commentary, guys. She's still got a match. Come time for said match, a bruised and battered Bianca refuses to be taken away to be checked out. She's got to defend her title. She's a fighting champion. So she gets in there and in a barnstormer manages to pull out the win with a pin over Becky Lynch. Still putting on a banger of a match. Still just about making out with the belt. Post-match, Bianca Belair is interviewed in the ring. And, sometimes they'll have an interviewer come in and go, hey, well done, you won the match. Have a little chat with them. So Bianca Belair will be interviewed and she will just throw it down. Like, I'm a fighting champion. I'm also a fighting person. So whoever is around here tonight causing trouble, whoever attacked me, how about you come out now and get some of this smoke, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lights go out, bum. We like a lights go out.
Yeah, we
We
do.
do.
Lights come back up. It's Bruce Hart. No, it's not Bruce Hart.
This is what he did last time.
It's
I
not
know,
Bruce
a nice
Hart.
callback, a nice reference.
Lights come back up, and Bianca Belair is out cold on the floor, on the ring floor. Over her, bathed in purple, is Rhea Ripley. In one hand, a lead pipe. In the other hand, a big chunk of Belair's hair.
My God.
Simple, this one. Simple,
Okay.
dimple, pop and squish, this one. But I think it's a nice way to move us along to that very inevitable Rhea Ripley Belair feud in quite a creative manner.
Simple
I
dimple.
like this
It's a
one.
TikTok thing.
Okay.
Simple tip.
No, I like you. You're right. It isn't the most
Right,
complex
it is a
one.
TikTok thing.
But were you done with it?
That was it. That was it.
Well, it's
Short and simple.
Straight away, it's a yes from me, Tom.
Way.
It is simple dimple, as you say, but I think that's fine. I think that's almost what's necessary because we've all been waiting for Rhea Ripley, to finally kind of get that little push over the top. She's come close in the past, and then it's been snatched away. When she finally did have that title reign, it was all more about Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
Now that she's a part of Edge's stable and she's all spooky, or as Ben Potter would say, spookums. Yeah.
Well, spookums.
Then I think this is the time that she really can get that push. And the problem is that. Bianca's so great. I kind of want her reign to last a bit longer, but I think you also need to strike when the iron's hot with Rhea. So it's a yes from me.
Hey!
I completely agree with that. The Rhea is kind of on a hot streak at the moment, joining Judgment Day, and this would definitely get her positioned in that feud. I don't know whether it would be her time to win it at the moment. Maybe just send a message. But I like where you're going with this. It was very simple. It was good. It gets to the point. It's a win.
I'm not always a complicated man.
I think Bruce Hart maybe with her as well.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The temptation I had just to put Bruce Hart in this first one was so strong, But I think maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
You've got two yeses, Tom.
2 yeses.
I feel like Paddy McGuinness. You've got yourself a date, son.
Oh, no likey and no lighty.
Yeah. It's 2 yeses straight off the bat.
Lovely,
Fraser,
thank you.
Right. Let's see. Well, I'm starting things off with a wee bit of a blurring the lines between what's real and what's not. Because if anyone watched AEW this week, there's a bit of controversy around about MJF, wasn't there?
Was there?
A little bit, just a little bit, whether he got on a flight or not. But anyway, we see prior to the show on Twitter, Pat McAfee's on his show, and he's talking a little about the situation. He's been asked about it, and he doesn't want to say too much.
on his show, sorry.
On his show. So that goes viral on Twitter. It gets the internet talking. Maybe we do a video on it. Maybe. Who knows? But following the first match of the night, Michael Cole and Pat McAfee are at the commentary desk, and you can hear the crowd getting very, very excited about something. We can't see what it is. During the next segment, WWE avoids showing the hard camera angle of the crowd because something's going on, and we've seen it before where there's some things happening in the crowd. They avoid showing it. Finally, when we come back, we see MJF sitting in the front row. Okay? You're emotional over this pitch.
I can't believe this already.
They come back, MJF is sitting in the front row, and WWE tries its best not to reference him despite the loud MJF chants from the crowd. Now, I know what you're thinking. This goes kind of against MJF's character. He's sitting in with the people. But he's maybe wanting a bit of money deal, Anyway, midway through the show, we get an episode of Miz TV because they need something to fill out the time. Like, there's nothing else on the card.
Yeah.
It's an impromptu one with Riddle, and the Miz basically goes a little bit off script and takes a shot at the wannabe Miz that's sitting in the front row, who thinks it's time for his time to join the big leagues, but he can't quite hang. Eventually, we see security escorting MJF out, but it's kind of is he with WWE? Has he left AEW? And is he coming over here and this is part of their stuff? Or is AEW allowed him to go and sit in the front row of a show? Or is he doing it on his own accord? It's kind of very MJF, I think.
So you're not acknowledging him, you're not having him in the ring, this isn't like he's signed, it's just a little thing.
It's a little thing, he's there.
Could that feasibly happen? Is there anything, do we know if there's anything in wrestlers' contracts that are like, you can't, surely you bring in the company and disrepute or something.
Was it Robbie McAllister who went to Impact for TNA and they showed him on screen?
Yeah.
He can go to wrestling shows.
No, but you're not meant to go.
Would he bring in the company in a I don't know. We obviously don't know at the time of recording the full situation with MJF and Tony Khan.
Yeah.
I'm
unsure on this one, but I feel like it'd be a fun scenario.
Just to reveal a little bit, I didn't know what Fraser's pitch was going to be, but he did float the idea of including MJF in a pitch to me and went, the comments that people call me an idiot.
You might not like it because it's
Well,
AEW.
now you've said it though. I do like it. It's very open.
But also remember that people won't, there are people that will like you and not like you regardless.
Oh, it's more just, is MJF going to appear? Do you think people will like that? I don't know. Tom, do you like it?
Do you know what? I like the way you've done it. Okay. I really like the way you've done it. I think it's in keeping with the nonsense that's going around at the moment. Whether obviously WWE would never be on side with they would never agree to doing that. So it'd have to be like, it would have to be Tony Khan going, all right, I give you, special, consideration, my blessing.
He wants to be a new Pillman. And this is one way to do it.
That would do it. That would do it. Have MJF buy a ticket to Raw. Why not? I get the will to talk. It's a yes from me, that one. Like that.
It's a yes from me as well.
Am I going to the live shows?
It's just, I'm trying to weigh up in my head whether, because if this goes the way of it's actually WWE behind it, and they've somehow engineered something, MJF's been fired or whatever, and then WWE have snapped him up, then I don't think I want it, because what I ideally want from MJF is for him to get back to where he was in AEW. I was really enjoying it. However, if it is the more of the AEW in control of the sitch type of thing, then it's definitely a yes.
Could also be MJF just playing both sides. Who knows?
It could, but no, I genuinely think if MJF was, doing his own thing and going to a WWE show, that is a breach of contract. He'd be in a lot of trouble.
Probably.
I think that would be something you'd have to get a special blessing from Tony Khan.
Ross once pitched on this series that George Miz gets shoved into the side of the Hell in a Cell structure and then gets turned into chips. So I'm willing to suspend my disbelief slightly.
Well, that's my third pitch.
And have you actually ripped it?
I thought he'd done it there.
He has a little bit. Oh no!
My.
Does it cut off
For
any of the
special effect? No,
just the
it's
bottom. It's just the
fine.
bottom. It's all good.
It's gone off the rails already. We're 15 minutes in.
These are our best ones as well. We're coming out with the
Damn it.
strongest ones first. It's all downhill from here.
Jack, what have you got?
My first pitch concerns Roman Reigns, because as we've pointed out already, there are no Raw matches. There are no SmackDown matches on this show. It's entirely Raw. It's very strange. We haven't had SmackDown yet, so there could be stuff added. But I've said Roman has nothing yet booked for this show. I thought it might be Riddle, but then that's for Money in the Bank, you were saying.
Yes, Money in the Bank.
Riddle is now teaming with Nakamura. Why don't we throw that match on and have Riddle and Nakamura against the Usos for the tag belts? The Usos win by cheating. Riddle and Nakamura are furious and demand a rematch, or else what, says the Usos? Oh, you'll see, says Riddle and Nakamura. Bro, you'll see, bro. And then I've thought, who could we have to face Roman Reigns on this show? At first, I thought Gunther would be amazing, but I don't want either of them to be losing at the minute. And also, it looks like Gunther's going to destroy Ricochet and take his title. And I like the idea of Gunther as this big heel IC champion, just battering fan favorites for a few months. I think I don't really want to mess with that. But I did think of someone. So Roman comes out during the event and gets on the mic in the ring and calls out anybody at all. He's that confident. And he looks at the entrance, he goes, I've not been booked on this show. They're scared of me. Bring out anybody. And then bam, from behind, it's the vengeful Riddle and Nakamura. This is the revenge they were talking to the Usos about earlier in the show. They beat him down from behind. Kinshasa, floating bro, or whatever Riddle does. And I've literally put Kinshasa, floating bro, all that good stuff. The Usos run out to save him. They all brawl to the back, and Roman's on his own down in the ring. But he's already issued this challenge. There's a ref there. Who should come out? Well, I've gone for...
Bruce Hart.
No. His ally and best friend, Sami Zayn.
Okay. Yeah.
He's been trying to worm his way in with the bloodline, and he seizes this opportunity to reveal his true colours. The belt's there for the taking. Roman's all battered. Sami thinks he can do this. He charges out, somehow convinces the ref. Maybe Roman's too proud as well. I imagine Roman would be like, no, go for it. But Helluva kick, covers him. It's only two. And then we get this match where the dynamic is Roman clinging on against this wrestler who's portrayed as far weaker than him, but has all the advantages going into this one, which I think is quite an interesting dynamic. But obviously I've put here, Roman does win in the end. So that's my pitch.
Really liked that one.
Thank you.
That was actually a really strong pitch.
It's my only... It's all downhill.
You were worried. Now you've come out the gate, smashed it.
I wrote that one last night. I had time with that one.
You had time with that one. No, I know that was very good. I thought using Sami Zayn in that way, it gets him a good spot on a pay-per-view, or premium live event, sorry.
Yeah.
I think people do want to see that match between them. Sami and Reigns it'd be a good one, and this allows Reigns to stay looking strong and gets him on the card. We need more matches on this show,
a little bit.
So it's a yes from me.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna give a yes on that. I think you'd have to have that at the beginning of the night. I feel like because Roman, I don't think would. The whole thing is Roman's either at the beginning or the end of a show.
Okay.
Unless there's a special reason for the other. But normally, I would say have him come out at the very start is a hot way to start Hell in a Cell. You could even have like him making his way to the ring as the kickoff show is ending. So they go, whoa, get on over here, you buggers. Buy the network premium event special.com. Yeah, it's a yes from me.
Yes, thank you.
It's a yes from me.
Why am I going for my second pitch? It's your turn,
It's
Tom.
mine. It's a Tom one.
What have you got, Tom?
Spin on if you need to. It's a Tom one again. So, Kevin Owens versus Ezekiel. I wasn't into the whole Kevin Ezekiel thing to start with, and I said so on the news. But also, like I've said on many times, to quote Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, I'd rather be happy than right.
Okay.
And I am now very invested in Kevin Owens and Ezekiel, to which it has led to my second pitch of the day. So, Kevin and Ezekiel have their match. As it goes, a Hell in a Cell on Sunday. Ezekiel picks up the win over Kevin Owens.
Okay, big win.
Yeah, big win.
win for him.
Big win.
That's the end of the pitch. No. Owens skulks off to the back, leaving Ezekiel to celebrate. Even attempts to play the guitar, but he's crap at it because he's not Elias. Anyway, as Ezekiel is about to leave...
Why have they not done that yet? Yeah, that's class.
You
Yeah.
need to-
As Ezekiel's about to leave, we see somebody coming down the ramp that looks a bit like Kevin Owens with blonde hair. It's Ken Owens!
Okay.
And Ken says, "You embarrassed my brother, and I demand a match right now." Ezekiel agrees. Few minutes of back and forth. Boom! Ezekiel slam. 1, 2, 3.
Ezekiel slam.
Big finish, innit? Ezekiel pins Ken Owens. Owens skulks off to the back, leaves Ezekiel to celebrate. Even attempts to play guitar, but he's crap because he's not Elias.
Your pictures are like the children's book We're Going on a Bear Hunt. It's repetition, but it drags me in.
Know what I mean? As Ezekiel's about to leave, we see what looks like Kevin Owens, but with sort of long red hair and a lab coat.
Okay.
Wait a minute. That's Dr. Ben Owens,
Okay.
Ken's other brother. "I have a prescription for pain for you, Ezekiel. Let's fight now." Ezekiel agrees. And after a few minutes, boom, Ezekiel driver. 1, 2, 3. Ezekiel beats Dr. Ben Owens. Owens skulks off to the back
Hang on.
and leaves
Whoa.
Ezekiel to celebrate. He even attempts to play the guitar, but he's crap because he's not Elias. As Ezekiel is about to leave, we see what looks like Kevin Owens in a long blonde wig wearing a Wrestle Crate t-shirt. That's not Kevin Owens, that's Jen Owens, Kevin's sister from Scotland. Read this bit.
Has Kev had a shave?
No.
Okay.
You want me to read some...
Read this,
the
ready?
quote? "I'm going to teach you about the bloody week in the wrestling. Let's have a scrap, you silly boy."
There you go. Now you can't tell me off for doing a Scottish accent because he did it.
I didn't put on a Scottish accent.
You
to
put
do
on a great
Scottish
Scottish
accent.
accent.
You're Scottish,
It's-
and yet you put on a Scottish
It's
accent.
like when someone does the Taggart thing. There's been a murder.
Yeah.
You always put a
nice.
more Scottish accent.
Okay.
Anyway, there was a murder because Ezekiel agrees, and after a few minutes,
They don't.
boom!
They don't talk properly at all.
See, when you're not around, we don't do the accent.
Few minutes, boom! Ezekiel handle slam. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Ezekiel wins. Owen skulks off to the back,
How
leaves
many-
Ezekiel to celebrate. He even attempts to play guitar, but he's crap because he's not Elias.
By this point, he'd be getting a bit better at it.
As
isn't it?
Ezekiel is about to leave, we see what looks like Kevin Owens in a bird costume, clucking down towards the ring. It's not Kevin Owens, it's Hen Owens.
What has this become?
Ezekiel agrees, and after a few minutes, Hen wins with a roll-up.
Oh, okay.
all
Yeah.
right,
That's the pitch.
I mean, you subverted a lot of expectations there with the final one.
Yeah, it is, right?
I was
You're right, Hen Owens.
Hen Owens.
If any of you don't pretend that's a good pitch, or pretend it's not a good pitch, imagine Ross doing that exact same pitch. You would love it.
You would
love it.
So I'm giving it a yes.
Thank you very much.
I don't know why. I do know why. I'm giving it a yes more for the artistry in creating it than the pitch itself, because there's so many things. You use the repetition to draw us all in because we're all mentally children.
We're just innocent, man.
You knew Fraser was. We're just normal men. You knew Fraser was going to be here, so you wrote in a Scottish bit as well. I think that deserves a yes.
I think for the similar reasons that yes, you've got some Scottish stuff in there.
Yeah.
That's obviously going to be a win from me. And yeah, it was just fun. The passion that you delivered it with as well. I don't think anyone can knock your passion for a little bit of playing guitar, but he's crap because he's not Elias.
They will.
I thought Elias. I thought there was going to be a doink thing or something. But no.
But he is crap at guitar.
So is Elias in your universe actually a separate person to
Who knows?
That's one for another time.
That's another pitch for
Maybe-
another time.
Maybe that pitch is coming up right now because it's my second pitch, and I've also
Double yeses?
done. There's double yeses.
Double
for you.
yeses.
I've also done one focusing on Ezekiel and Kevin Owens.
If you've done the doink thing, I'm so sorry.
It's not the doink thing. Don't worry.
Okay.
Have you got an Ezekiel?
Anyway,
All Ezekiel all the way down.
so we're going to finally get some truth behind this whole Elias and Ezekiel thing tonight. Ezekiel makes his way to the ring, waiting for Kevin Owens. But then the arena goes dark and there's just a spotlight on the stage and it's an empty seat. Ezekiel looks very, very confused and Kevin Owens runs in and attacks him from behind. So Kevin Owens is starting off the match, getting the advantage. The match is pretty much a standard affair. We get Owens controlling early with Ezekiel mounting a comeback, only for Owens to sort of take control. Towards the midpoint of the match, the Elias music starts playing, the chord, the iconic Elias chords. Lights go down, spotlight on stage again. The seat is now further up the ramp.
It's been watching some House of Black.
Yeah, it has, yes. It's taking inspiration from Malachi. So its move started up the ramp. Ezekiel's clearly quite phased by this. He's getting annoyed at Owens, thinking he's playing some mind games. Now, towards the end of the match, it looks like Ezekiel's going to win this thing. He's knocked Owens down with a sort of neck breaker thing, but inadvertently knocks the ref out the ring. And the ref's going to be down for at least 10 minutes here.
Yeah.
It looks like Ezekiel's going to get Owens up for a big final move, but then the lights go out again. And standing in the ring when the lights come back up, there's a spotlight. And it's Elias with a guitar. Now, Zeke looks actually very, very shocked.
Oh, he's
here.
still there?
He's still there.
Okay.
Yeah. Zeke is shocked to see his brother. Owens is furious.
Why is Ezekiel shocked?
Because he I don't know. We'll find out.
He wasn't booked for the show.
Let me finish
Sorry,
the pitch, Jack.
sorry.
Owens is kind of furious because he's now just looked like a fool in front of everyone. But he thinks they're the same person when clearly they're not. He gets up, he squares up to Elias holding the guitar. Elias swings the guitar and hits Ezekiel over the head.
No.
Smashes it over Ezekiel's head. Owens, again, very confused, very sort of shocked at what's just gone down. Covers Ezekiel. The ref climbs back in the ring, counts the pin as Owens makes his way back up the ramp, and Elias stands tall over Zeke. That's the pitch.
And so this is like Undertaker, fake Undertaker.
I'm not sure what goes on next on this.
Okay,
feud.
okay.
Maybe Elias has been trapped in a cage or something, and he's finally got out.
Oh my God! Yes, Ezekiel's jealous of his success, so he's locked him away.
Yeah. Or Elias has been kept away from Ezekiel. It's like Treehouse of Horror.
Hugo.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So Elias, they've basically just swapped and Ezekiel's escaped.
So, I mean, I like the idea of Elias attacking Ezekiel, but he's got like a little faint green outline.
Yeah.
It's like
we could have spent,
screened
a little bit, but more better money keying him. But
no, they're actually different people. No.
Yeah, they're different people in this
okay.
world.
It's
they're
like that
different
film that I read the plot synopsis for that you told me to watch, and I read the plot synopsis of instead.
Which one? There's been so many, Jack. There's been...
I've got 5 on it.
Oh, Us.
Yeah.
Us. Good film. Really good film. Go
Yeah,
watch
the
it.
plot synopsis was great.
Stellar.
Yeah. It's a yes from me, Fraser. And I'm
yeses.
worried that this is one of those videos where everything gets a yes. The streak of yeses has lasted longer than I expected, given our preparation. But
We'll see if you shut down my last one.
Okay.
well, you know what? Far be it from me to stop the streak of yeses, so I'll give it a yes
Another
anyway.
yes.
I think
a
that's
run.
fine.
What a run
Just
we're on.
partly for the Treehouse of Horror reference just there.
There
I
we
thought
go.
it was
Yeah, we got
quite
some
nice.
Simpsons in there. I know what the audience wants.
Oh, yes. Fair enough. Congratulations.
Well done, Frank.
I also have an Ezekiel one.
Oh.
But I was gonna save it for the end because it's my worst one by far because it's really slapdash. Like this is the one that I was writing 5 minutes ago.
Okay.
Excellent.
But because it seems to be the Ezekiel round, I might as well just do it now.
Chuck it in there.
It means that I'll end on a slightly stronger one as well. This could be where the yeses end. I'll just read this verbatim.
Read it verbatim. Yeah, go for it.
I'm starting to get sick of Ezekiel, right? And I think I can tell what's going to happen as well. Then I didn't bother writing what happened because I think this is maybe when we were upstairs and I was sorting something else out. So I can't
Listening to Holy by Justin Bieber.
I was actually.
Yeah.
So I picked it up later on. But basically, I think that this is what I think's going to happen, but it's not what I want to happen.
Okay.
It's what we want to happen.
It is what we want to happen. But just for some context, I think that Ezekiel is going to be making a fool of Kev. Kev's going to look really silly on Sunday. And then one of them will win. Kev might win, or he might lose and look like a fool.
It's a very vague pitch so far.
No, this isn't what I want.
Two men will fight, one of them might
This is
win.
what I want. This is just what I think's going to happen.
Okay.
But that's not what I want at all. I'm sick of Kev looking like a fool in this feud, and I think that's going to happen on Sunday, and I don't want it. So first, we need to change the stipulation. Somehow in the night, maybe they run into each other backstage, and there's a pull-apart brawl, and Adam Pearce is like, lads, it's no DQ. That's basically what I want. And then I've put Owens absolutely batters him. Like Ezekiel does some crap at the start, like, oh, hey, Kev, I just want a good, clean fight. Bam! In all caps. Like, Kev's had enough of this man.
Like Batman things popping up on screen. Bam!
What?
Wham! Whap!
Pow!
Wank.
I was thinking of wank. What's that from?
It's from Batman.
It really does come
it's-
with wank.
Yeah.
Okay. And now I'm going to have to wing it because my last sentence is right. You know what? Fraser just printed his off and taunted me, so I'm just going to improv it from here.
Go on, Jack.
Because Fraser went to the printer all like a smug schoolboy, like, oh, I've just finished my pitch. Like,
Go into that. Do it all in Scottish. Go on.
no. So this is honestly what I was going to do. I'm going to draw inspiration from Double or Nothing that we've just seen.
Okay.
And I'm going to have music play for the entirety of Kevin Owens battering Ezekiel up the stands, down the stands, backstage, down the ramp, everywhere. It's really one-sided. It's like Austin and Booker T in the supermarket.
Okay.
But all the while, the song's playing. Now, I had a list of songs that should play for the duration. One of them was Holy by Justin Bieber, because we were just listening to that before we came in. But I
The
think...
other was the Tesco's commercial theme, because
No.
I'd watched that at the same time.
No, Fraser will know this. There's only one song that's hype enough to carry us through an entire match, and it's the song me and Fraser annoy the editors by putting on all the time when we're watching a pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm writing my notes for what happened at Fraser's on the socials, and poor Owen and poor Luke are trying to ignore us being annoying. And the song we put on is Astronaut in the Ocean, which which you might remember was the theme for...
I want to say it was Royal Rumble at the start of the year.
I thought it was Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia.
What you know about
Rolling down in the...
It was one of the shows at the start of the year.
No cloud rain was pouring down. So
We're gonna get a strike there for how
Pass the baton,
real
right?
that was.
so it's a bad good song.
It's a masterpiece.
This is the pitch equivalent of that gif of Gromit putting the train tracks on as the train's still going.
Weaving through the legs of the What a film, by the way. Wrong trousers. I hated feathers when I was a kid. What heel? I'm trying to stall. I'm trying to stall.
And then Elias beat up Feathers.
Owens wins, and the song plays at least 4 more times as he celebrates. And that becomes Kevin Owens' new theme song.
Okay.
Because we all love the... But Astronaut in the Ocean would improve it.
Just that he walks out on the drop and it's perfect.
I believe in G-O-D.
Is that?
Don't believe in T. Yeah.
That's one hell of a page.
Can I just try and pick, just so I understand, like,
No, please
too
don't.
long didn't
It's
read,
gonna pick
right?
apart.
No,
TLDR, right? So
Please don't.
Kevin Owens and Ezekiel, the night before have a fight, and they go, all right, it's a no DQ. At the start of the match, Ezekiel goes, let's have a clean fight. Kev goes, no, bang. Astronaut in the water.
Ocean.
Place.
What you know about rolling down in the
They
deep?
fight, and then someone wins. That's the pitch.
I wrote this.
That's the pitch.
He's banking on the fact that he's got a good song choice.
Look.
You know what? I'm
Don't give me your pity yeses.
I'm giving it a no.
Thank you. Just give me the no.
I'm giving it a no. However, you really almost got that yes with Astronaut in the Ocean.
Oh, yeah.
There's one song that I think could have also swung it to a yes, which is I Don't Mind by Usher.
Yeah,
I just feel like that
yeah.
playing over the speakers.
These are just songs that me and Fraser listen to.
I tell you what, I'd swung it for a yes for me, but a coherent pitch.
Savagery.
Savage.
Oh, that's two no's, Jack.
Sorry.
You did expect to
Maybe
break
if
the
Owens
streak.
kept putting different wigs on, it would have been a good thing.
No, you needed trying to play the guitar, but he can't because he's not Elias.
Tries to play Astronaut in the Ocean on the guitar.
That would have worked.
Yeah, no, it's a bad pit. But don't worry, my next one's got a little bit more thought.
Yeah, you're gonna win.
Please,
You're
please.
gonna get this.
If you've stayed with us, you're great. Thank you. Tom,
Can't really give you a sympathy yes.
Please
but-
don't.
All right, I won't. It's a no.
I didn't deserve it. Can I have your third pitch, please?
Yes, you can indeed. So
We're nearly there.
Astronauts in the Ocean plays as Bobby Lashley.
As Bruce Hart comes in.
Bruce Hart comes out to the ring, but he can't play guitar because he's crap.
Yeah.
This pertains to Bobby Lashley and Omos and MVP, the handicap shenanigans. So the match goes down. Omos picks up the win despite Bobby's best efforts because he's a big boy and MVP's there just being a naughty boy. Post-match, MVP tells Omos to end the almighty era. Basically beat him up. Bobby starts fighting back. He ends up hoying MVP out of the ring and they end up brawling to Omos and Bobby. It ends with Bobby somehow hoisting Omos onto the top rope. and landing a superplex right through the ring.
Oh.
Omos is such a heavy boy. The ring doesn't collapse, but the ring caves in, and like there's just like this. So basically, Bobby and Omos go through this hole in the ring, and there's just like a crater. They just disappear into oblivion. Bobby manages to pull himself out. We don't see Omos. MVP gets into the ring to try and attack Bobby, but Bobby just grabs him by the lapels and just throws him into the hole with Omos.
Wow.
And you don't see him. They just disappear into the hole. And that is the final thing we see for a while, I guess, of Omos and MVP. Now, either here, okay, I know you're thinking, logistics. How do we do that with a hole in the ring? So I've got two options here. We either play a big, long video package for Cody and Seth, have the cell come down while the ring is repaired, and I play Be a Star video or... something like that. Yeah,
Elias, Ezekiel tries to play guitar.
But he's crap because he's not Elias. No. Or maybe a best of both worlds video or something, I don't know. Or, alternatively, if time's of the essence, we'll just put a bit of carpet over the top and just carry on. And just wrestle around them for the rest of the night.
At WCPW, we once needed underlay in a pinch for under the thing.
Did you?
So I gave my dad a call because he's a carpet fitter. So came along. He was part of the show.
wow.
Well, he saved the show, yeah.
Is the company called Underlay Ariba?
No. But I was going to say, if you need my dad to get involved, I can give
Do
for
you know
your
what?
pitch. I can give him a call.
We can chuck that in, I think.
He can bring his carpet sample book thing along, and you can choose
Choose from
one.
the swatches, like which one we want. That's a brilliant idea. I guess that could be part of what we add to it.
Yeah.
Choosing the carpet that we put over Omos
Great
and
viewing,
MVP.
yeah. Ooh, I like the texture of that one. But no.
I mean, obviously it doesn't match the ring, but I think that'd look really nice. It really offset the turnbuckles.
Yeah.
It's really nice, that. So there you go. So Bobby and Omos, the Ring Busters.
Nice.
For my last pitch, subtitled The Whole Enchilada.
I do quite like a big spot where they break the ring, and this is quite unique in that.
Yeah.
It's a cave-in, not a destruction of the ring. I think they should, if you just carry on the rest of the night with no reference to the fact there's a big...
No, you just don't
Big hole.
reference it.
Don't
You just have a
reference it.
little hole, just like a bit of carpet over the top of them all.
Yeah, and where do they disappear to? They just...
Right,
They're gone.
because when Tom said logistically, I didn't think he meant how to deal with the hole at first. My initial reaction was, where do the wrestlers go? When
They just
fall
stay
on
there
the-
for the rest of the night.
Well, I think you
Okay.
dig a tunnel to the next venue, and they fall all the way through.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I was going to leave maybe like a Game Boy under there so they could just
Didn't
play that.
Hornswoggle say he legitimately used to do that when he was
Yeah,
hiding
you
under the
play
ring?
Game Boy
He had a
games,
PSP. And
Yeah.
And there's a courtroom down there, according to WWE lore.
Yeah, there is.
So-
There is indeed. There is indeed.
Yeah.
So we'll leave a Game Boy for them. They can just stay there all night. They just
The
not
fact that
move
you've put a
to it.
Game Boy there, I'll give it a yes. It's a Game Boy.
Imagine, like, it's just, there's a really quiet moment, and you just hear, like, the doom, 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 doom.
Who's that playing Snoopy tennis?
Yeah.
Omos is so tall that if he sits up, his head will still be like, he'll be like this much above
You'll
the
have to
ring.
lie very flat for the
Yeah,
for the
very
duration
prone.
of the show.
Choose Bulbasaur, man. I don't like Bulbasaur. I want Squirtle. They're both Geordies now. Use tail whip. No one uses tail whip. I don't know why they've become Geordie.
That's good though. Yeah. I'll give that a yes. It's not even your pitch. Give it a yes.
MVP used push. It was zero effective. I've heard that before.
I'm sorry, Tom. I'm going to give it a no.
Is this a passive aggressive no because I
It's
shot
not.
down?
I actually have a reason. No, mine fully
Roll-
deserved the no.
Rolling in the ocean with the astronauts.
Yes. No, mine's a no because to me, it gave me horrible flashbacks to that awful TNA finish where Abyss makes a crater in the ring and then Flair just... One person gets slammed into it and then Flair just kind of goes, I might as well fall in as well.
Let's fall in with him.
Was this the same... That might have been the same storyline where Hogan gave him the magic ring with special powers.
It might
Hall of
very
Fame,
well
right?
have
Yeah.
been that one as
It always
well.
reminds me of that Simpsons thing where Homer and Marge are talking about their special rings with special powers, and Bart and Lisa are like, yeah. And they've got like rings and they blow into them and it goes, woo! I don't know. You'll know the bit, Richard.
So, yeah.
You think so? You're a Simpsons boy.
My memory's not very good though.
We've
Your
had two
memory's not
Simpsons
very good,
references
yeah.
in this episode so far. It's going well.
Nice.
Strong result so far.
Right.
So you're saying no?
Sorry, Tom.
That's fine.
I was literally about to make a horrible joke and I'm glad you cut me off. 'Cause I was going to do another Simpsons reference and go, Groundskeeper Willie, what have you got?
We've done it now.
Yeah, we've
It's
done it
funny
now.
because he used to be a groundskeeper.
Yeah, that's what my previous job was.
Yeah, and he once got greased up.
Yeah.
Has Groundskeeper Willie got a convincing Scottish accent? Or it's like
it's an over-the-top Scottish accent, but it's a Scottish accent. It's something, that's for sure. But yeah, big love to Groundskeeper Willie if he's
what
watching.
guy? Yeah.
Big love to Big Willie.
What you give me a yes or a no?
I'm giving you.
He gave you a yes already.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
I give you a
mate,
yes on this
appreciate
one. So I guess it's now me to follow that one up. Let's see. I'm going to focus on Cody versus Seth.
Okay.
They're the main event of the night. We start. Seth Rollins goes to the ring. Fireworks go off all around the building to mark the arrival of Cody Rhodes. Like literally, there's so much. It's like 4th of July.
Yeah.
Fireworks everywhere. He appears at the top of the ramp doing that little thing where it goes boom and he appears. You know the bit because he's not got the
Enters.
bit.
Yeah.
Yes, he
but he's got the new thing.
He's got the
now,
new thing
yeah.
because we've not got the Cody Vader.
Yeah.
Or do we?
Oh.
Okay.
Hang on.
He walks down the ramp, more fireworks going off. He stops, he pauses, he points to the top of the ramp, and rising from the ground is Pharaoh.
Oh!
The dog is on the Cody Vader. He's coming up. The dog's
Because the
rising.
one thing to do when the dog was frightened of fireworks is put him even closer to fireworks.
Yeah, because Cody Rhodes loves
alone on
loves
the
getting
top
his-
of a scaffolding.
Oh,
yeah.
it's getting competitive already.
Oh, yes. So the dog rises up from the stage. Brandy then walks out from the opening in the stage, walks him down to Cody. Cody then walks to the ring with Pharaoh. The pop for this, by the way, is comparable to CM Punk debuting in AEW. Cody then ushers for the cell to be lowered. But not only that, there's a steel cage being lowered around the ring within the cell.
Oh, it's a yes already.
Cody gets on the mic and does a promo about how he's the American Dream son and he's son of a plumber. And then he ushers to the back once again in a pack of 20 Siberian Huskies.
Oh, they all look like Pharaoh.
They all look like Pharaoh. Okay,
Okay.
this is key for later. They all come down to the ring. They
What is
surround the cage, the first layer between the cell and the steel cage.
Yeah.
Seth is furious at this point, obviously. So he declares this match is now a Kennel from Hell match.
Yes!
As more fireworks go off at every single word he utters. They have a good match. Cody getting the advantage. They both climb up to the top of the inner cage. Seth gets pushed off. Cody does his big moonsault spot that he fails every time and gets injured.
Oh.
I love this spot, but he always misses them or people can't catch him.
Okay.
So hopefully Seth will catch him this time. They both struggle at their feet. Cody starts climbing the cage. Seth is trying to break the lock on the cell because in a Kennel from Hell match, you've got to escape both layers of the cage.
Yeah.
So they get out. They both land on the ground. Seth is getting chased down by some Siberian Huskies. He's like, whoa, guys. He crawls under the ring and he pulls out some food.
They're all loyal to Cody, all the Siberian Huskies.
Cody's escaped on the other side, so they're
Okay.
all round at one
All right,
side
okay.
chasing after Seth at the moment. Seth gets some food and he throws it Cody's way, and the Huskies start running for him. Vicious Huskies going to kill Cody Rhodes.
Ironic that Triple H's lackey is using pedigree chum.
Pedigree chum, exactly. And then all of a sudden, one of the Huskies stops, sits in front of Cody, and starts barking orders at the other Huskies.
They're quite bossy.
They are. Jack's loving this so far. The Huskies then start communicating and turn on Seth, who's now been trying to feed them. They all attack him as he's being ripped limb for limb.
Yeah.
Cody manages to make his exit as more fireworks go off, and Pharaoh and him pose at the top of the ramp like Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah. I mean, so was that the one you were writing last minute?
Yeah.
It's better than what I wrote last minute. But I'm gonna. It was because I know that I made the point earlier of saying we can suspend our disbelief. Ross did a George Miz thing where he got turned into chips. It's because it's like the most infamous pitch in the history of this series.
Yeah.
But I believe, and I don't know this for certain, but I reckon I will have given that a no.
Okay.
I have to give this one a no.
What if the dogs were being lowered from
Oh,
the
you're
ceiling
doing the Sam Driver
with the
technique. You're
cage?
changing your pitch after the
It
verdict's
was my
been
original
given.
plan, and I thought
Okay.
that's too mean for the dogs. The 20 Huskies
Yeah,
being
that's
lowered.
making it less likely. That I'm gonna, no, I've got to give it a no. I'm so sorry.
Okay, that's
But,
okay, Jack. That's
Yeah,
okay.
I will concede that it is far better than my last minute pitch.
Oh, well,
So
thank
there
you.
go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Tom, what's your thoughts?
It's a yes. Because I'm not a monster.
I don't like dogs as well.
He
Yeah.
doesn't
I mean,
like
there is
dogs.
that. I mean, if you don't like dogs,
I'm
then you're on the
allergic
back
to
foot.
dogs. I'm not a dog hater. I'm not hating on those dogs.
You wouldn't put a dog in the way of a firework.
No. God.
Of course.
Unless I was in the no.
The first Kettle from Hell match, I was really excited for because
Yeah.
I'm of a certain vintage, so I remember it first time round, and it didn't quite go the way I hoped.
Did not.
The idea of a cage inside a Hell in a Cell, that was exciting. It took 40 minutes to set the whole thing up at the time. I know we could do it quicker now. I think the Siberian Huskies are a great shout because they are very clever, very grumpy dogs as
They
well.
can be.
Very,
Yeah.
they give you a lot of jip to.
Do they?
Oh yeah, you watch videos of Siberian Huskies, and then when the owners will say like, "Oh, what you doing?" They'll go.
Oh, really?
And they'll
That's
imitate-
why they're
Yeah.
chatting.
Pharaoh doesn't seem like that, or is he?
He probably does behind the scenes.
Off camera.
We've only
Yeah.
seen him terrified as fireworks go off.
It wasn't Cody that the EVPs fell out with. It was Pharaoh.
yeah.
He wanted to push. I love, and I think so. It's great now. All the there's been enough water under the bridge to attempt the Kennel from Hell again. So I think the pitch that you've given us,
Thank
you, complete with, I think you skimped on the fireworks.
Yeah, I really.
A
Yeah,
touch.
the budget wasn't there for it. We had to get 20 Huskies in.
Yeah, so I respect why you may, in an ideal world, maybe go a little bit heavier on the fireworks.
Yep.
But otherwise, it's a yes from me.
Thank God.
big
I was
yes
worried
from
about that one.
me.
It's quite
It's
outlandish.
phenomenal.
But I guess that's the show, isn't it?
Sometimes it's
George
a mixture.
Mazzano turning into chips.
We never know what's going to happen. I think we went
What
through.
we want to happen.
what we
It
want.
goes
There
through
we go.
different.
We got there
It goes
eventually.
through different tonal shifts, kind of like James Bond or Doctor Who, like any long running franchise where it goes through. We've had our Roger Moore phase where every pitch was silly. Then we went a bit more gritty, like Timothy Dalton, and now we're in like a bit of a mixture. So it's like the hybrid era. We sometimes do silly ones, we sometimes do serious ones.
And I often see that there's people that are really push like make them all serious, and there's some that go just make them stupid.
Yeah, it's hard to-
So
Well,
you
got a
know
good
what?
mix today.
You've got a bit of both.
I don't know if we do have a good mix today. I'm worried that this one was not silly, just we've been really scrambling to. Anyway,
We only got a silly one.
No.
No.
I did my silly one in the Ezekiel round.
Jack Strong
so
one.
we've actually got a bit of a. It's like serious with a touch of silly.
All right.
It's titled "Just Get Everyone in FFS." I'm talking about the
Is
six.
this when it's raining at playtime?
I'm talking about the 6-man tag between Judgment Day and AJ, or the 6-person tag, and AJ, Finn, and Liv Morgan. I just want them all to get in. Everyone get in the stable. They have such a hard-fought match, and Judgment Day do win, but they win clean, and they convince the others to join their dark, evil stable. Because Liv fits. AJ just wanted him to join for
Yeah.
ages. He doesn't thematically fit maybe quite as well, but I can see him in there. And Bálor can be a goth, we know that. So I think that it could work. I want a big, lots of numbers, ministry-esque stable. Maybe not quite as big as the ministry, but certainly bigger than it is now. And then, what does a stable need? They need another stable to feud with. Of
course.
So I've called. This is where it gets silly now. I was going to call them the Cody Buddies, but I've called them the Cody Bodies because it rhymes.
Nice.
Where are the Cody Bodies?
Cody Bodies.
So you've got all these dark, evil goths, and then you've got the wholesome American,
American
Cody.
dads.
Yeah.
The Cody
I've written
Bodies.
down some possible. Oh no, is the camera broke again? Okay, thank you, Richard. Not when I was about to introduce the Cody Bodies. You've got Cody, Chad Gable, I think fits
Oh, yeah,
perfectly.
it's perfect.
Otis, because Gable's there. Umberto. Because I want Angel Garza to have a heel singles run. I think he's got so much promise. I think he's stuck in that tag team. And I've got nothing against Umberto, so I think he can join the Cody Bodies.
Okay.
When he was a babyface, he was actually a very natural babyface.
Yeah.
Like that. And I would say Andre Chase and his students, but NXT needs them. They can't
I mean, they
leave.
could be a third
They
stable
could do an
eventually.
excursion one day to go and
Yeah.
visit the Cody Bodies. But yes, anyway, I did say there was a touch of silliness about this one. I've said this leads to absolute carnage at Money in the Bank, where the majority of, if not all of the entrants in one of the Money in the Bank ladder matches, or maybe just the only one, the only men's one, are members of either the Cody Bodies or Judgment Day. And they have a big war. And I've said that Edge, this is where it gets more, we're back on track now, it gets more serious.
Okay.
Everyone thinks Cody's going to win. He was all over the poster. He was in that video and stuff. He's obviously got his sights on the big title. So everyone thinks he's probably going to win Money in the Bank and then save it for Mania. Possibly. But instead, I've got Edge upsetting him to emerge as the winner. I've said I don't think he necessarily successfully cashes it in on Roman, but I just want to see about 6 months of Edge with callbacks and being very Edge about once again having the Money in the Bank briefcase. Because often we see throughout its history, really, we've seen the Money in the Bank briefcase holder kind of lose momentum because they've just got it and they don't really do much with it. Whereas Edge, I think, with his history of being the ultimate opportunist and everything, would keep things spicy and keep things interesting as we move forwards. I don't think he should probably beat Roman with it, but I do like the idea of him having that. And then Cody would get his shot by maybe winning the Rumble or something. So that's what I've gone for.
I really like that. Yeah,
Thank you.
I think
the Cody
Edge winning-
Bodies thing doesn't have to happen if that's too silly.
I think
I
no,
like the Cody.
yeah.
I only like. I was only in it for the Cody
only-
Bodies.
Only of the Cody Bodies.
Yeah.
It's a fun name for them. I mean, maybe
It's a fun name.
it's a type of name that WWE Creative might come up with. He might have it in his contract. He's like, no, it's the Cody Bodies. Cody's watching this and goes, you know what?
Cody Bodies.
Cody Bodies.
Yeah, Cody definitely watches.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I quite like it. I really like the Edge winning Money in the Bank eventually, sort of thing. Because as
I
you
should have
say,
saved that
it's-
for Money in the Bank pitches, really. But
well, you can still come back next month and do it. you know?
That's one picture already done. Yeah. There you go.
8 pitches. So I think that was a really good pitch.
Thank you.
Good ending.
Thank you. I
It's a
think
yes
I've
from
redeemed
me.
myself a
You
little
have,
bit. Yeah.
I mean, I liked Astronaut in the Ocean.
I like it. I wonder whether subconsciously or not you remembered last week where
no.
I
Oh,
pitched
no,
Death
no.
Triangle and
Oh, House
the
of Black.
House of Black
Oh, you did.
coming
You did.
together after their 6-man tag and going,
Ooh.
let's be pals.
Oh, sorry.
And no, don't
If I've done that,
apologize.
I'm sorry,
No,
yeah.
no, don't apologize because what you've done is you've potentially taken that initial impetus and you have enhanced it
Oh.
because you've given us the Cody bonus.
Cody Bosses.
which I hadn't got as far as coming up with the Hangman Blankman.
Yeah.
So the Cody Bodies is a wonderful addition to it. Would you consider potentially having Ezekiel in the Cody Bodies and Elias?
Oh yeah,
In
100%.
Judgment Day.
But they never one keeps showing up. Like I don't know where the other. I don't know where like. Yeah, I like that.
Is Pharaoh going to be in the Cody Bodies?
Yeah.
No.
He can
Judgment Day.
just not at live events because
Judgment
it's not live events.
Yeah,
Yeah. Pharaoh turns heel.
He picks 6 of the other Huskies. And
Yeah, he's
they're,
got his own stable.
they're a faction as well.
He turns up with like a black streak. And he's like,
Oh!
no, he's turned heel and sunglasses. Like, no, he's turned heel.
Tattooed.
Yeah.
Sprayed in his fur.
It's like it's the American flag, but it's on a bone.
Yeah.
Wait, I'd like if instead of him going goth heel like the rest of them, he doesn't understand because he's a Rhodes. He goes 80s heel. So he's got a blonde wig and glasses and stuff.
I thought this was what heels was.
Yeah.
I
Just
told
starts
you-
wearing little suits.
Told you to keep showing me on telly, Dad. It's a yes from me.
Thank you very much.
Big fan of the Cody Bodies versus the Judgment Day supergroup.
Hey, what a
Two
happy
yeses.
ending for the
Two
pitches
yeses.
video.
Not a happy
Thank you
ending.
guys.
Was not a happy ending.
No?
No, that's something very different.
Oh no, I meant genuinely.
We did not have a happy ending at the end of this video. We're friends. We are very good friends. We're just innocent men, though.
We're just innocent men.
innocent
I was about to thank you for being on this video with me.
Not in that way.
No, not at all. But no, thanks guys for being on the video. This has been Tom. This has been Fraser. Have you got anything in the works that you want to plug, Tom, before we head off? You got a lot of stuff all the time.
Always stuff happening.
Yeah.
Classic podcasts out
Yep.
the wazoo. But it's a bit quieter this week because it's the Jubilee.
Yes.
Queenie and I getting ready to watch Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
So a little bit quieter on that front. But if you don't already, subscribe to the Cultaholic podcast feed. Limited time only.
Oh, here he goes.
Get
Lovely
them.
shirt, right?
It's good. It's a good show.
Get the breadline t-shirts. They're not around for a long time. They're around for a good time, but not a long time. When they're gone, they're gone. Honour your Tory chief. We'll have predictions before the
Contractually
weekend
obliged
as
to point out
well.
that Adam is not a Tory.
He is a full-on Tory. Honour your Tory chief, who hopefully, voice back being permitting. Mind you, what did he say? He doesn't need a voice. I'm his mouthpiece. He'll be here for predictions on Thursday. And then it'll be Adam and Andrew doing live reactions after that.
Will he be
Well,
doing
indeed.
this?
No, that's Chaz and Dave.
Sorry, that was Chaz and Dave Usa.
That's our minions, Chaz and Dave.
And Fraser, I know you're not on camera quite as much as us, but have you got anything you want to mention?
I've not got no. I mean, you can get a cameo from any of us if you,
You
go
can
to
get a cameo, yeah, absolutely.
/cameo.
That's a great shout.
But yeah, that's about it from me. No
Fantastic
stream this
stuff.
week from me, unfortunately.
I'm not sure if I'm streaming this week or not because Owen he's booked some holiday time, so I don't know. If I am, I'll not be doing Football Manager. I'll be doing something else. Although I'll also be along for what happened in the aftermath of Hell in a Cell. Yes, thank you very much for watching this video. If you can somehow come up with better pictures than what we've offered you, then do leave them in the comments section down below and have a lovely day. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you very soon.